Okay. Okay.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the city council meeting. Pledge allegiance to God of the United States and to the republic which is made one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you to remain standing while our deputy mayor Karen Young prayer.
Heavenly Father, we come into the wonderful months of summer. May we have of peace and safety. May we be generous and considerate. Guide our steps and strengthen our hearts during these summer vacation days. Grant. May we constantly strive to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our loved ones and in the world around us as we enjoy the warm days of summer. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Please read the open public meetings act.
Meetings and second association required to be able to the meetings act.
Second, executive.
Yes, we do have an executive session for pending meeting.
Perfect. Then read the resolution.
Whereas a public meetings act makes the exclusion of the public from certain circumstances. Whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances perfectly exist. And whereas the governing body wishes to set measures of preservation,
That's what we did.
minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be resolved that the public will be excluded from this meeting. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
Motion.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. Be back in about 10 minutes. If you're coming to
Any questions that you put? Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Just stop. Yeah. 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 When we start. That's it. But Shall we?
Yeah. How many people is it? I have to go up a little bit. Ready to go. Any fun, right? With one, two. Mhm. Mhm. Second.
I'll make that.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That's being none, motion passed. Comments?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, there was a closed session of the city council 5 minutes ago with regard to discussion of potential ongoing litigation with regard to the short-term disability.
Thank you. All right, we have approval of our June 5th, 2024 council meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, may I roll call?
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Delivery.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Approval of our payroll requisition list, operating expenses, and motion second.
Second.
Questions and comments? Seeing none, may I roll call?
Yeah. Yes. Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Delivery. And.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. All right, this time we'll open up for public comments on agenda items only. I think anybody wishing to be heard, please come up, state your name and address for the record. Take no public comments, close the public portion. We have resolution 2024-114, and this is authorizing the Brigantine emergency operation. Get a motion a second.
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 Thank you, Mayor. I'm happy to have with us tonight, we have our emergency management coordinator, Lieutenant Strobing from the Police Department, and our deputy coordinator, Jen Huda, one of our funny, they worked extremely hard, putting this emergency operation plan together, and Jen's going to give us a quick summary, couple minutes, you can go through some of the highlights of this document, which is well over 200 pages. I'll hand it over to Jen.
Every municipality in New Jersey is required to city adopted EOP. The legal document is reviewed and by the New Jersey State Office of Emergency Management every 2 years. The content is based upon the approach provided with FEMA. Generally speaking, this is a legal document that outlines the best practices for emergency management, resiliency, and minimize the loss of life and property during crisis and disaster. It's broken up into 2 main sections and 17 hazard specific operational or annex. The guidance is based on vulnerability analysis and data using our geography and demographics will take into consideration historical and emerging threats, natural hazards, and critical technological failures and human caused act. Each update, such as the one for you tonight, has graphics, geography, and that threat matrix annually. This plan goes beyond daily operations of our city emergency responders, and our job in emergency management is to create a working document that lists the challenges we anticipate, while also supplying specific asset and hazard specific resources that can be called upon to support incident command, all in an effort to manage and recover a large scale emergency or crisis. Each section outlines the roles and responsibilities for each emergency function, being documenting requirements, and a line of that document is unavailable. This summer, we are going to activate the ERP for each large scale event. This family funded and purpose of this is to ensure that all the victims' response assets are ready should there be an adverse. This year, for the damage assessment, management, so the most prior to my county and state government detailing how our Brigantine University Management Office is going to support public works and city administration assessing, funding and reporting to manage to support a disaster declaration. This key function lays the foundation of how quickly the residents and our businesses are disaster. This plan is also tied to current and past flood mitigation projects and is a requirement of most grant funding. For example, this plan must meet and maintain specific benchmarks for the emergency management performance grant, which we were awarded in 2023 fiscal year. And we're currently under application for this year. Simply put, this plan's playbook of how we able to organize and conduct scoring and or weather disaster and to operate simultaneously and as efficiently as possible. And this plan helps to make the connection between planning and cost recovery and units and effective sense during the response and recovery process. And even with city council's approval today, we're not done yet. The next plan is started, and we've already made 2 edits to this plan since last week. Our emergency management office looking for additional buy-in from all the departments and local businesses to help learn about their team's needs and improving our plan. So we can help get this thing back to normal when needed. Thank you for listening. We're going to do the questions.
First of all, Jennifer. It's very interesting.
Thank you.
Yes. Are there any questions from the council?
Thanks for all your work.
There's no questions. We have a roll.
You?
Yes. Let's hear
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Any?
Yes.
Rudy?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anything about works.
Yeah. Well, guys, okay, just.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Next up, we have trade license rules and. Yeah, is there any issues we should be aware of with this three-liquor license?
No, the report was done last meeting, and these are on that report. It's entirely did a whole investigation, all the properties, and everything was good to go.
Thank you very much.
All the, know that all the clubs and all the establishments, they're all doing now, so everybody's making joy.
Thank you very much. Get a motion and second by resolutions 124 115, 116, and 117.
I'll make that move.
There's a second. All right, all in favor? Are they on the list? What's, what, 17, so I have 24, 15, 16, 17, alcohol with beverage. Same rates. Then I'm correct, right? 115, the alcohol, 116, is the beverage, 117 is in Julie's. Right? You guys know we have eight. So everybody's clear, voting on right, 115 is, brings the alcohol. 116 is which beverage different license for you. 117 is this one, which is the license for you. That would be voted on as those issues in any of those establishments. We have a motion that there's a second, Ron. All right, all in favor of combining?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion passed. And now we have a motion and second to approve 115, 116, 117.
I'll make that move.
Questions or comments? Then we have one vote.
You?
Yes.
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 Yes. Next up, we have resolution 2024 118. This is a resolution by the city of Brigantine authorizing change order to contract to the city of Brigantine, Brigantine Concrete for streetscaping, lighthouse. Business reduction, so we decrease $82,079 to 81 cents. Have a motion second. Questions, comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution 2024-119. This is a resolution amending the city of Brigantine 2024 year of the budget and administration of central item revenue appropriation for the state of New Jersey, local recreation improvement grant, amount of $64,000. The motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions, comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes.
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yeah.
Yes. Resolution 2024-120. This is a resolution found in the city of Brigantine, 2024 year municipal budget and insertion of special item revenue appropriation for the state of New Jersey for the American Rescue Plan firefighter grant, and this is the amount of $75,000. A motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, may I roll call?
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery? Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 2024-121, this is a resolution authorizing the execution of waiver of full farms agreement in the city of Brigantine, Brigantine Bible Church regarding the church's use of 100 Nation Avenue for open parking during Sunday services. The motion second.
So moved.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes. Lettieri? Delivery? Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yeah.
Carried.
Resolution 2024-122, it's a resolution of the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, on the Brigantine Auto Lead LLC to be placed on the vendor rotation of the city of Brigantine, New Jersey. We have a motion second.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yeah.
Kane?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Resolution 2024-123, this is a resolution by the city of Brigantine, New Jersey, authorizing the contract between CF3 Building Solutions to furnish and install a rooftop air conditioning unit which services the Brigantine Community Center, Brigantine, New Jersey. This is in the amount of $30,635. Motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 2024-124, cancellation of outstanding checks. The motion second.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes.
Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 2024-125, this is real estate tax refunds. Get a motion second.
Second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes.
Yes.
Delivery?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Resolution 2024-126, and this is resolution authorizing the contract of Arbor Chief Consultant for design and contract service, concrete replacement and drainage repair. This is the amount of $29,999. Motions. Questions or comments? Seeing none, we have roll call.
You? Yes. Lettieri?
Yes.
Delivery? Kane?
Yes.
Brickman?
Yes.
Mayor Sarah?
Yes. Resolution 2024-127, this is a resolution authorizing a contract with the city of Morgan for the purchase of a conserved fire engine, $25,000. The motion second.
Second.
Paul, I'll start with you.
So, prior to this, our boundary, the reserve fire, and we looked at it, like a house fire. Was, prior to that, we looked at this, was, joint expense, fires, when an apparatus is down to repair, we always have another engine renovation. What you have in front of you is, an opportunity to get back to having an engine just at a low cost.
I think it's good for this is on consider. During Sandy, we talked about the main engine, we talked about the piece of equipment, it's moving on about. You know, you love that in the flood waters, because you're buying now, it's only about printed, but one of those emergencies, what type of events that can use, apparatus we have here in the city. One of the things I think that's important to know is, you know, this is an extension, mechanic, there's already, supposed to mechanic, this is the shape. It's a frontline piece of apparatus, that backup, when we need backup apparatus, we need to borrow that in other municipalities to have this here in the city. I think it's good insurance policy. My understanding is by actually 25,000, will also for a few years, we'll be able to sell your down the road and also get it because that one back to us. I think it's sense to have some tax with the fire engine. Any questions or comments from council?
Well, it's just the same, we did the firehouse recently, backing up.
Yes, we have an engine that was down for repairs, and we actually borrowed this while our main engine was being repaired, so we've had it in the firehouse for the past week or so.
When I read about the idea of knowing where it came from, that it's been properly maintained, fully with it already, and the price, I thought it's great.
Is there other questions? You may have a roll call.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reardon.
Yeah.
Chair Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Resolution 2024-128. This is a resolution of the state of Princeton, New Jersey, authorizing the contract with State of Reno, architect design and construction management for the window replacement. Contract in, Princeton, New Jersey. This is the amount of $29,000. Motion second. Question or comments? Seeing none, may I roll call?
You. Yes. Terry.
Yes.
Delivery.
Yes.
Kane.
Yes.
Reardon.
Yes.
Chair Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we have our consent agenda. We have, requests in Christmas in July event and Seawalk, Rebound Travis. Upstroke request, Chamber of Commerce, to be on the beach, and Eagle Scene on the beach request, Brian Woods, walk along. Motion second.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Questions or comments? See none, very well.
You. Yes. Terry.
Yes.
Delivery. Kane.
Yes.
Reardon.
Yes.
Chair Sarah.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're committee discussions. Time report.
Actually, Mayor, I do, just want to give you, and the public an update in reference to the tennis courts, with the benches that were removed. We, just to remind everybody, we were told by our clearance scanner that they recommended that the benches were removed for safety reasons. I went and spoke with other municipalities in the area or part of that same bid, that the first, fund. And they had benches that were still on their courts. So, reached out to provide myself as conversations. And as now we are clear to have the benches back on the courts. I've spoken with our public works superintendent and some of the benches.
Thank you very much for the rest. I don't want to keep you down on the question, but I told you wrong.
Thanks.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Anything from our departments?
Look, just a bike review this weekend, so give out all hundreds of free helmets to the kids. There would be a bike raffle, win the bike. Food, free t-shirts, lectures on bike safety, so everyone listen can found
What time is it start?
Saturday. So 9 to 12.
So it's all about the investment kids. That's your road sort of Mayor.
All right, first I'd like to congratulate the Chamber of Commerce for hosting a peace bond on the beach, a week and a half ago. They could not have without the Chamber of Commerce, weather. Congratulations, great graduates. We wish them all the best. Slow, so, as usual. Clean communities, the clean up of academics, organizations. And I see everyone in the farmers market this week. Here. So the programs. Oh, they are doing not only for the program. Young, the honor to offer the idea. That this step for themselves. But again, it's not very good to survive structure. It's really,
I think it's good to look experience for our kids. This drawing project is really good. We got part of come up with marketing plans for some local businesses. And now some our young people are how much from this opportunity to be a part of our part of this. Yeah, great addition to this. Council call to. I don't know. Great. Thank you.
We have not much of a call there, say, but rather than call this is what we sort to see and already figure out as long as happening. You know, then normally it's try to build this and it's not your own plus. So,
Yeah. We don't have a whole lot to do, but the last 2 weekends have been fantastic. Since that, business has been had. Weather, not a whole lot of problems around the island, people out wanting dogs, so everybody just keeps saying, understand all this. I think with what we're doing, we're ensuring that, so, just a great community and just everybody going great, so, enjoy your summer, walk you some.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks for everybody coming out this evening. We appreciate it. All your input, everything Brigantine. As far as, economic development, we're going trying to keep up on things. Anything we can do for the economic development, for the Cultural Arts Commission. They have their, arts, coming up in September. So Family Fun Day is coming up July, after July 4th. The Chamber of Commerce getting involved with that also this year. So there's going to be some new things there, so it's going to be really enjoyable. That like it was. Other than that, when it comes on the front page, we brought things down and it will be in time. Thanks.
First of all, normally we switch the lights and the trees, so the trees, I love the entire, thank you very much for you guys. I think that the community is, I love it, and here, I don't know, it's a couple, let's see, the public works employees out, kind of having and taking care of all this, little like flower holders. Thank you very much, that is very much needed in our city, and they look 1,000 times better, last year was frustrating with the addition of this. Thank you for, making sure the staff. We'll get an update on the Blue Beach Road, Senator Palestina, met with the team, DOT commissioner, from the commissioner to the evidence to look at the working this. The beach to take a look at the jetty, at St. George's. See what can be done to help. Commissioners said that DOT is going to go back and look to see how they can help us help the part.
we're, working with the DEP, and also like, we're working with the DEP, there are more mentioned on those for the long-term solutions. The DEP has now created a path to activate the permitting process, right? Of course, while build bulkheads down there, we have sent issues to the homeowners, along through email, there's no list, email list. And also to hard copies, so I believe wherever they get the tax credits from, they send hard copies, so I'll make sure people, get that notification, how they can move forward, DEPs working with us. We're putting together the formal request for the 3 studies that we've done on the long-term solution down there. We've asked, I guess verbally, we want to make sure I don't miss government, celebrating that happen. So we're putting together the last for them. I saw the conversation last night. He said, request to make sure that his office has a copy has to make sure he does better one to make sure that we get that. And it's a partnership between the Army Corps, the DEP and the city of Brigantine in order to fund, do this project, funding sources out there. Trying to connect us with. The DOT itself wants to see how they can engage and help as well. So we would also love to start with us to try to address that. We're going to continue to keep pressure on the police that one. As we have more information, we'll let people know the DOT, let's do that interaction from the DOT. I'll share that with council, I'll share that with our staff. For the short-term rental update, currently we have about 9 short-term rental properties on the island. There's a number of short-term rental properties that we have decided to look rent, which is sell the properties. The latest number I got this week is about 911. Most short-term rental properties that either hire managed and or have come in compliance with our new regulations in place. Right now, we're currently having issues with about 3 owners. So I know it's true, but it's not a major issue for you, but look across the island. Most people are coming in compliance to try to do, they need to make it better for Brigantine. Our code officials have issued a number of violations against people that are not compliant. We'll address that. And I will tell you, this will become court matters. Said there's one court issue which I'm not going to discuss. That's with the Children Association. But once we start licenses, get to the point where we go with licenses, it becomes court process. We have a appeals process. The city, they go through the appeals process, experience, they don't like the outcome, they then take it to litigation, force the process. So for us, because we're in violations, because this is becoming court issue, we'll be limited on what we say publicly on that, because make sure we stand on court. A lot of that's by our attorneys, by our staff. I was going to say too that our code enforcement, been doing a great job out there. I know that our local enforcement official actually met with Andrew about discuss issues there. I report back on myself and our city manager to talk about issues that we got to discuss. First, we need help with litigation in this situation. So on top of that, we're also working on a plan now of how to address and handle weekends with our staffing officials. We brought them on, we went to bring them on to speed, get them to play the plan, make sure that while they were working, that they had proper support, people that they asked questions to. Now that they have a good understanding of what's going on in the island, we're starting to develop that plan how we're going to staff the weekend. Officials incorporated on admin staff and paperwork, and also the best way to be able to file complaints that are happening over the weekend. Obviously, if it's an emergent issue, everything should go to the police, they should be monitoring, so to streamline that process, we address things, I guess, while they're fire. So we'll keep people posted on that, and if any news about this week, and I have another update next week. Our department has serious. Let's get a share with that, and that's the good one. All right, so this. We'll look up the public comment, and if they wish to be heard, please state the name and address for the record.
Good evening, Andrew Sullivan, 2000. And to achieve the, practice rating, the number 7 bond. Rentals, part of the 7 squad. All right. Next week, I can't say how much, as a group, we thank you for all your due diligence. And both gentlemen, Mrs. Brooks, very cordial, very accommodating. But in the end, your parent is being held, I just didn't. I was just acting on the weekends, because this is when the mayhem began, the rest of Friday was. Not that, couple come in for the week away. And Fridays. So this was stuck with able to each other, and we made, well, that was the criteria, we don't work weekends, Mondays. What? I said, my parents on it? And I said, no, I'm just, it wasn't speaking for me, but it was like, I just pinned our hopes to the fact that the renting for the weekend craziness to the end. And here we are, I was told when they left that was not given the police to send. They said, we'll want for weekends until further notice, and I'm like, well, of course, we have to pull, and I said, else and the breakdown of short-term rentals, and I'm just like, I did more research, like, that's, twice further there. How we, a handful of people, police 15, and it comes up to like 22,000 people in 12 weeks. I mean, I guess this is number 7 on the target, but it's like, I'm the 12, okay, just, I just want what's good for the neighborhood, my family, for Bob, for, everybody, and I'm sure it wants to say, you were students, was the neighborhood. This afternoon, well, anyway, the weekend, I know it's was sunrise. And I can tell you right now, I didn't have a counter, I didn't put stuff, but both houses had no legal limits. I can guarantee that. Can't do a head count, can't go in there, but I tell you, there were. And here's the thing, when they build these houses, my definition of her will grade, probably inside her, you all give the discounts, teachers, the all. An event is just that. It's the event. It's not a family. An event, when you look at those from a whole event, whether it's a retreat for nuns, or a retreat for work, or not an event, to be implies a commercialized use of our residential park. This strict violation, as I heard, went back and forth weeks ago. These same covenants and all these stores in RTA zone are operating in violation of that covenant. This is setting the city up and the property ownership liability that could explode if God forbid something tragic to happen. And we all know how this goes on in the city. You concentrate in assets in a confined space, something will erupt. And sadly, it will be tragic. And like Baltimore, maybe it's collateral damage to the neighbors. That's, but it's going to happen. But with that said, I have to tell you, we've come this far. We just so the heart just summers this weekend, essentially, whatever, 21st. And that's what we see ourselves. Got a mother, she has this actually with the second one. All the cars, the people that been drinking in public, whatever it's just, we just want, I guess, the SCR enforce just that. Be there on the weekends, right now, during the week. It's not a whole lot. I'm only able to tell you today, so. Until 25 years old was the limits. We got something in one of the properties that raised our items. So, it's here now, and yield to
my neighbors, runs, he said, yeah. But yeah, when he reached out to me, I don't know what's best for them. It's not about me at all. This is about the neighborhood, the line, our community, it's about everybody. Thank you.
Hello again. Living in from Pennsylvania. Rosemary Ricardo, 164 8th Street South. My family name was Nappy. I told you before, I represent the third generation here. My children and my grandchildren were with them. My concern is our rights to the peaceful existence. I'm glad you have enforcement now. I really want to see it on the weekend. I'm over Easter with my family. The house at it's 160 8th Street. They did sell, there's the other owner sold. Now we have another family. They're renting it out as a terminal. That house was back to the hills. Okay? They were fine, I didn't make a fuss. They're still advertising for 18 people. There's no way that house can accommodate 18 people. Parking was very difficult.
What was the address?
It's 8th Street South. We had a double stack our cars. You go up and down 8th Street. That's all that's being built. These monsters. You really do need to go back planning boards and see what is allowed and what isn't. You have homes all over the place that have from them in the front part. It's like one concept. You have places where there's no permeable area. Maybe they could go that way. Fine. Lots, and there's no permeable areas. They're using every single page of the products. Now, let me give you a little history for those of you that are not old. This all began in 1970 with the proposal. That took out all of our hotels. Yes, they don't come to the condos. Okay, that when there's our commercial area went away, disappeared. So we have no hotels. Yeah, the real fun. The beach cover, the pirate, the islander, the clipper ship, the seagull, you name it, they're all others. Okay, that's one thing. Which disturbed the peace of our existence. Then came these SRT. After Hurricane Sandy, when homes were destroyed and people wanted to get out, now the code's changed. You have to elevate the house. They don't just elevate the house to one level, two. They go up. Put a pool in the front yard and real space. Guy, it's just that there's a complication here. You have to go back and reinvent the wheel here. These zoning laws, building ordinance, it's not for a family. And this is the shame, okay? I'm here for this point style, virtue with lineage. I've seen it. I know what's happening. I don't have the answer. But we gotta come up with an answer. You have nobody in the schools anymore. Who's gonna support our churches? Our VFW, our American Legion? You tell me who's going to do that? If we keep allowing the construction of these types of homes for finance, for money, we're here. We want to live. We have to live here. This is our home. Give us peace. Okay, thanks. I don't have any comment. I've been given the petition you a number of times, and everybody behind me can say the same thing. There's a problem, and it starts at zoning and construction. Look at those elements. Thanks. Lee Berger, 301 from East Street South. Next year, I have a Wendy Sporting Philmon in the Forest Park Ranch. Who come?
What's the specific issue?
Oh, Louise, 20 cars, and then I believe it was 4, what was the number?
Noise.
Yeah, noise, yeah.
Where the cars, 20 cars.
So it's a parking issue, the ordinance part, the fact that it's department. We're also, we're also working on the park lines for the weekends, having the prohibition, code of vegetables working on weekends to address whether it's here some commercial, the parking, or so it's.
It goes to their conversation by weekend.
I didn't rush it, as. So as I said, listen, did you come here to get answers? Did you come to play?
No,
Let me answer. So as I stated in the beginning, that we are working on the plan for the those issues we want to move. They came in there, want to make sure they have the right plan and support they understand what's going on. We're now moving to the next phase of the looks for them. So I said that at the beginning. And I know the statement was made earlier that the road officials said they don't work on weekends. That's not true. It's still officials have a city manager. And Andrew would like to sit down with their road official because that's specifically, that's what's going on the council. We had a meeting and he has been telling us that meeting. And that's case, maybe that was understood, that's case. We are putting that plan together as we advance to the next stage. And we're doing everything we can. There's an urban issue. All the police will also work with the force side. One, how the staff is going to work. Two, how the communications are going to go in. And make sure that we have the resources to do this. That's next phase. We'll share that.
then why on May 17th, when I called the 7414 number, no one came out to document that there were 20 cars. And I made it very clear I needed documentation. And when I called back half an hour later, she didn't even know that this was time for what an STR was. And then I got a call 10 minutes from Sergeant W saying, we have nothing in our hands telling us the amount of document cards. And for me to call Mayor Sheriff, well, I wasn't going to call you, but I did call another councilman and did see that there were 20 cards. My question is, did Mr. Bolsinger get the citation for that?
So one is, I would say that citations for violations, this will become court matter. We do not discuss court matter, but I will say that if there's a question of not being the corporate response to the police department, I think that that's a good discussion to be held with the chief or with the OIC. And as we had our code officials in Andrew, if there's specific services you feel that you're not receiving, chief and so you guys solve that issue.
We are confused. We are confused. We're told 3 weeks ago, we don't handle this. We're told this past week, 2 days ago, we don't work on the weekend. And as Andrew pointed out, we're fighting this.
Officials, based on that is not the case, they did not say that. But if you'd like to sit down, should imagine that on. And you can have that discussion directly with, because I'm not gonna sit here and play the piece that she said, just like Andrew. I'll make sure that our city managers there, you guys can resolve that issue. This is the plan, so it's said, on weekends, it's really awful, we're gonna do that. So. Again, we work what we can, we'll explore the phases, we're going to that next phase. But if you'd like to have a meeting with our official and discuss what we said, you can have that conversation directly with him. Same thing with our chief. If you think that our dispatch is not appropriate calls, I know that our chief will top of that and a discussion would be appropriate to see.
Well, 2 days don't work. You said, let's try it out. They don't. And on another,
So I would say it's not all the great numbers right now once. We were working with process, there is steps, also latest files, violations, or you will pull down license.
Well, I can get the 24th that there's another one.
That process, and it's, we are, we are doing everything in our power, I understand, I understand. Deal with that.
Yeah.
So, yes. One of you.
Larry, I'm from this place. Right. Basically, I came here, I got an email from Andrea, we keep in contact, you know, when it comes to sport of party, yeah, if anybody has issues with fundamentals and Airbnbs, please come to support. Also, I have breakfast with the political councilman, and I really don't want to make his year with particular people we have in the coming place. Besides, if I do, it was, it's kind of indicating the practice. So, Mike, I think it's your turn. I also want to thank, Councilor Kate, I work very closely with me on that particular issue. We have a 7 covered space. The owner was renting the property 5 weeks prior to them legally being able to rent it. I didn't find out until I went to the inspection of this fire department. And they informed me, well, he's not supposed to be rented. So that's when I took some pictures of the license plates that were off around and I forwarded our city manager, who got right on it, and I was told that they were stated some, sure, so that's one. He seems to think that this particular owner seems to think that he can do what he wants when he wants to circumvent our ordinances. To sue him, sue his name, because he didn't, and he lied and well paid for the sold the house and they were going to retire, we love Brigantine, we're going to stay there forever. Even before they went to settlement, he advertised, you know, they cheap off the neighbors and apologized. So at that point, we felt we should just, we had to take it and make the best of it. But I came here to find out this, glad you pretty much answer all my questions. Weekend, 9 sections. It's really good because that's when most of the problems begin, start, and finish. Also, with this particular owner, I'm taking this on myself every time there's a new renter, I go over and try to become friends. And I've made some very nice acquaintances. We have some very nice renters. Got some very bad ones. In this last one particularly, they were there for 2 weeks. A very well couple, they spent 6 years in Germany, love Brigantine. And rented this place for 2 weeks. Hey, you know, was that my time on? I didn't know. So as we became friendly, we said, "Oh, now what can I do about this?" Like Councilman King's done our own, which had called and I told the city manager and also the place was discussing, she had to call me, cleaning company. They had to clean the sheet, they had to clean the place. The dishwasher, she spoke with the owner, he managed to get one in about 3 days before they left. The ice maker was leaking, the floor was spongy. And the owner, she calls the owner and said, well, disconnect. And she, what do I do? What do I do? So, and also, big thing, she advertises an elevator, so they rented this particular property. Because it's advertised as an elevator, well, they have a lift inside. And her husband happened to be handicapped. He just came down with an illness, something, I can't describe it. It's not going to get better. She definitely needed a living. What am I going to do with this? Also, my mother and the mother's coming, and I rented this because now I can't bring her. So, got to call the real estate office with the renter, and they got to advertise an elevator. It's because it's not an elevator. Those people can't get to the bedrooms, which are on the second, 33 levels. It's 3 levels. It's a raised house, living area, and bedrooms. You need an elevator if you're handicapped. So I felt really bad. I don't know if I'm going to get a call or not, but didn't quite. And I also checked with them if I then I give her, then and Brady.
I sent an email.
Yeah, Neil and Tiger have been fantastic. I don't want to thank my peers in the morning because we have an enjoyable practice. And I just want to leave it at that and keep us through what we have. So other than that, I'm really happy to hear that weekends and night inspections are critical. So what do we do about property that's discussed? What do we do then?
So now you have property maintenance, right, and the reports property maintenance, they'll address.
Yeah, because she can always sit down and dogs, and I can't use the pot pants, I can't use the elevator, and get a cleaning company, but
Witness, they should report online, whatever the online platform is.
will they ready
They
for
realtor. They should report to that level. She had roads.
to their house, and I just told her, please don't ask her to give her a agent, because they know very well. And also the office and council, city management number, and I said, please buy this property, please. I would love to, but we're not. Thank you, I really appreciate your doing. We gotta get it on this nights and weekends. Thank you for being here, so.
Shouts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
That's what Mark is going to do. For it to be, and I agree with you, Boulevard, on the little letter, I'd like to thank Councilman Terry King for coming to the Brigantine Elks Flag Days representing the city council. It's a beautiful event, and I was happy to see that you were representing the Legion Riders and also your city council. Really appreciate the support. Thank you.
And Mark, what I love, people in the community who please do that, as a thank you.
Very important. Very things about flag. Yeah.
Hi, good evening, Kristen Long, 14 there, I'm here because I'm concerned about the false information being spread and inaccurate data being circulated regarding. I'm a professional co-host who currently have 15 properties on Airbnb, 5 pending and a 6-month wait list. Thanks to false information being spread, homeowners who never considered renting their home are now a idea due to the inflated revenue numbers being circulated by the. I would like to respond to the data presented. Today. First off, thank you, Andrea, for regularly looking at my listings on Airbnb. As a professional, it's important for me to understand true data, not spec. So every time we click on the links to look at any properties, with the one on 20th Street, the higher customer appears on Airbnb. Airbnb is a tech company, and the clicks and cards help the algorithm. I also pay for data service. See where these clicks are coming. So thank you to the entire 20th Street. I would like to address the estimated number. You said you looked at 15 properties for a total of 22,000 people a summer. That means if I did my calculations correctly, that's 18. I have 15 listings. By all of that calculation, I would host 270 people for a total of 1,890 a week and over 26,000. The actual number was significantly less. The actual total for the summer, hundreds of properties, to the 13,000. That's a 50% difference. If I use the calculator, if I use your calculation, a 7-night minimum won't meet those numbers. In fact, the number isn't even accurate because the majority of the homeowners use their home for a portion of the summer, including 2 of them. My point is the data presented in our argument is inaccurate. It's inflammatory, false, and most importantly, speaking lies about the neighbors and community and has a rippling negative impact. The home on your block across from your street hasn't had one renter. And we have to know we have 0 bookings so far because no one's passed our background. My concern here tonight is resident, homeowner, professional host, taxpayer, business owners, and inflammatory statements that are made together. Andrew and neighbors, we have much more significant issues to address. I love your efforts to use for the greater good of our community. If you don't agree with that approach and believe the presence of short-term rentals is an issue that you think it is, I challenge you to run for office to speak up.
Thank you. Sorry, yes.
Chris Bond, B-A-U-M, Bond.
Jim Coyer, 305 20th Street. I want to thank Tiger for getting back to me on some of the issues that I raised. There's still some pending issues on 304, 306. As of today, their site still reads that it's been put. That I found to be surprising, because that was brought up, one, and two, the home inspector there. That should have been taken care of a long time ago. So that's still out there. So far as residents who own houses that rent on our street, I think that's 300. I've never seen the owner in the 15 years since we've been in the house, occupy it within this occasion. The other thing is that we've been patient, and we know this is the process, but we're going in the thick of this thing. No, it's going to get busier and more activity and more action. Not having, I know you discussed this, don't speak my point of view, not having false center specific or somehow the information that we see as legitimate according to all the ordinance, that it's not, we're not there yet. It's a little disappointing. I get it, new, et cetera. But I hope going forward, particularly with, at least calling the police department, that we get kind of response that we would expect, particularly for parking, because that right now seems to be one of the biggest issues that are looking to resolve, even though with an ordinance that's very clear. And we just did a count the other day, just today, my wife and I went out and looked at the back and the front of the two houses across the street. And there's no way they can conform to that standard, which I had brought up years ago. I said, advertising, jokingly, sarcastically, but the point was that even then, back in October, I found it hard to understand that approach would work. I don't know how you manage parking, but it's got to be managed. So again, I appreciate what's been done so far, but we have a long thing.
This is time that we follow on this.
Yeah, I wrote the note, I'll follow up.
Yes.
Violations in their arrangements in the street. You mentioned violation. And fine to revoke the license. Would you give me an example, please, of what constitutes a violation that has indeed been mentioned in this one? If it was you would.
I'm not going to, I would just caution thinking specifics because we are potentially litigating from all.
I don't think it's to do with it. Just so the information. The reason I raise it because it gets to the heart, which is we've done all this territory. The last it beside us. This is the condition. And if you're using the violations, there's stories, somebody was smarter, but that is a bit of the heart. It's this fact that there's a single family residence. And this violated in the sense of activity belongs. Don't think that has been acknowledged. But the serious crime is that to me is discouraging. And I don't know if it's going to improve, but when I had raised. Now, violations of that, something they need drinking noise and so on. But that doesn't get into the violation. Into the verification. Which is subjectivity where it doesn't belong. And yet to hear that was minor issue. A main issue, damage can do to a resident. In many ways, I think that is taking place in the experience of other communities. And one of the great ways that she's talked about where we are shared with the number 7, because 7 is the minimum that people should have to stay when they come here. She also used the word event. We're not, that's the problem. These are events. These are not families come for a week stay. So just what we have had for Brigantine for decades, and it has worked. So until you recognize what the main problem and we could actually lead to a revocation of the fact people shouldn't be getting a license. They want to have events, they want to advertise. We get back to the resort house definition. Stand, but I'm thoroughly happening, it's just where that definition stands. So I'd like to see progress made in that direction. So far, I don't see it. And as far as having somebody available on the weekend, that should be obvious. We're coming to the diving board and we're still talking about organization plan. As I said, major territory, but we're not, don't seem to be making much progress. Thank you.
This is one public comment. First, this public comment. We're close to public portion. Still a couple of things, still about violations. Can't get into specific violations, but our attorney doesn't allow us to tell you where on the streets, once the property receives 5 violations, the city has a little. When you look at the numbers, while 20 streets has a great issue, you look across the broader scope of the there's more than 900 properties that are in compliance. So what we put in place has helped. This is another issue that we're addressing. And we're some of the issues down there, so the neighbors, we're doing this. But I think that we have 2 points to do. One is certainly what you're going for perspective. But also the rest of the island, there's 900 properties that have it ready for sale on top of this. Progress of the issue across people come with compliance. We're going to focus on issues there. I can't get into the specifics other than violations have been issued. Once the city hits 5, we have the ability to look that license. I will tell you, once we go to the license, it will be a legal process, which we will take it through and I just said it's the beginning of the season. We are just getting started, but we also need to protect the people who are doing the right thing. That is a balance. It's not what people want to hear. It doesn't help your neighborhood, and I respect that. But we represent the entire island, so we're working our way through the process. Again, 5 populations. We have the ability to then revoke the license, and then we'll make those decisions. The other thing we'll address as well is understanding, because I know on 20th Street, I guess there was an annual review. And to address the parking issue, to address, I'll tell you what else, to address the parking issue, that I guess the family had people park elsewhere, rather than us, or tell them what to share with us. So this is what we share with us. My understanding that, the city, actually, the asked for some voice complaints, parking issues, and you reported to him this, there weren't the problems. He asked there were people in the house. There were no problems with fire. There's some of our house smokers actually drove down the streets, checked it out. That was my hero, it's for house. All reports saying back to me that we got a spot. the police, as far as I know, that there was no issues, all in or reported. And I know that with all of the issues that Andrew had brought up, she had a lengthy list of issues that are code enforcement. But said, I don't know what the issues that we issued, but what I'm being told is the position, most of the noise, problems, issues. So we're going to continue to address this. If there's issues of noise, all we have the ability to address that and they grow. When it comes to lot coverage, I can tell you that the planning board is really tightening up on what's being improved. One of the things that is important to me, I've said every attorney, every builder, every developer, open space and space on properties is very, very important to me. Not want every ounce of a property being developed. I don't think it's appropriate. Some people would be pitched to me that if you literally covered every ounce of the property, you fit more cars on the property and help their apartment issues. I get that. I don't agree with it. I even told the state of New Jersey that we need to do some space and some space. We can't just develop every inch of every ounce of our island. I have said that in multiple planning boards, and planning boards back and whatnot. I live on our rules. I have to say, I don't want this. I don't want my rules. And when we our master plan, the first thing I'm gonna get rid of is our rules. You want to hang out, you want to have a good time, you look back and police look at it, right? I don't think it's wrong, so we'll address that, but I agree. Doesn't need to be there, problem, make sure that everything is within the setbacks, but they are within the setbacks. They have this pool, they put it in, they legally built that pool for us to allow them. So what we need to do is address the change. Excuse me, it is not a statute. Excuse me. This is the first break. It's not a session. This is back and forth. So I will address the issues. So we are looking at the video. I have talked about planning board having had it. I am 100% against talking about quotes. And when we change it, we'll have to regret about it. But when they need to build, I think it's going to be more than 50% of their change in property and have compliance. And that's one of the things we're looking at on non-compliant properties right now. We had a meeting about this with our code officials, our construction officials, what do we do going forward to make sure that the properties are in compliance with our laws, regulations. That starts somewhere. This is where we're starting. So we're moving those issues forward. Same thing, and I want to reiterate this only because a number of people follow us. Weekends are important. We're working plan that how we address weekends. Saturday, today, or not today, this week, Saturday evening. We're putting that plan together. Have that plan, we're put that out there. Also, a big part of that is important issues. Having issue coming in, thousands. Press also literally see that our code officials work. And that's what we have to look at what makes most sense. Because again, there's an issue that's going on. It happens Friday, you don't want to waste money, you want to trust you. I wouldn't trust you too. This is the issue. Whether the money's still there, we can address the thinking. We can address it, riders that are there, we can trust the owners, we need to make sure that we handle this properly. We're doing all those things. So don't think that we're concerned it's falling off that fierce. I don't say the ordinance in place, said, we're going to follow the state of New Jersey. Other municipalities in New Jersey are reaching out to us because they see the success that we've had so far, and they will, we're doing so they can start the conference. Now, we're going to stay on top of this, we're going to continue to address the problems, but I'm also not going to punish people more than having any issues or any problems. There are and we are not having to see this. We're not going to bump everybody on to see that. And as I said, we're going to set allows us to address the problems, but not harm people, people right then. That's the downside we need to do. And we're going to do it. At the end of this, we're going to take now, like we do on emergency departments, we're going to have an action meeting. We'll run What didn't go well, what do we need to fix, what do we need to change, we're gonna keep working at this, and so we get it right to move right. And that is, and I would say, we've done more than any municipality say just address us, and we're gonna continue to address it. Right, and as I said, our code enforcement official, anybody who wants to meet with them, they will sit down, they will meet with you, they will go over the issue, they'll report back to us. It's appropriate. Is there, I guess, any final comments?
Mayor, while you're on the subject, there seems to be, there was a lot of conversation last week and this week about parking with the STRs. So I just want to clear up confusion. They're legally parked cars on the street. So when they call the police and there's a response, it's not as easy as showing up and writing a car a ticket because they're parked in front of a driveway. And then they can clarify if I'm wrong, but I think it's in reference to, there's a sentence in the document, in the ordinance that pertains to parking. There's one sentence in there, it's basically a suggestion to the homeowner. Please tell your tenants to bring as little cars as possible to try to be a good neighbor and alleviate the congestion. There was issues with Sergeant O'Donoghue and how he responded. Well, he can't come down there with a fleet of officers and start telling them that, they have too many cars based on a suggestion in an ordinance, start writing tickets. It's just not, it's not feasible to do. And as we talked about, now you have to, what I do for one STR, I have to do for all of them, all 900 of them. They can't legally just start running tags and start launching an investigation that there's too many cars per residence. Andrea brought up the fact, I think the number is 15 just in that area, 15 STRs just in that area. Now we're expecting the whole police force to do an investigation on 15 houses and what cars go to what house. I've been very careful since this started not to make promises that we can't uphold. We have a higher standard in the court than anybody. When we start running tags and start questioning people about whose car is who and who owns this car. Well, he's at the beach. Now I can't verify where that guy is. Now he's at the beach. Now we start a full scale investigation on each house. It's obviously not humanly practical to do that. And that's why Mrs. Grover was frustrated with Sergeant O'Donoghue. Because of that one little sentence in that ordinance. He wasn't going to go down. There was really no resolution to her issue at that time. And it got brought up a lot last week and got brought up a lot this week. So I just want expectations to be clear. They're not illegal parked cars. They're legally parked cars in the street. It's just a frustration for them that it's a lot of cars and there is verbiage in that ordinance. But there's a lot of verbiage in a lot of ordinances. There's also mention of 90-day incarceration. I don't know how that got put in there, but nobody's getting incarcerated for 90 days. So my point is there's verbiage in there that it can't, like that particular verbiage is a suggestion to a homeowner, tell your resident or your tenants to take as little cars as possible to help alleviate the congestion. But that doesn't mean we can go down there, tow cars or write tickets or they're legally parked in the street. And that goes to the nighttime inspections. So maybe, that's something the inspectors can look into and talk to the homeowners and try to figure that part out. And I just wanted to clarify that because I know the question was, well, we'll call the police this weekend and they'll start counting cars and start doing investigations. That's not practical. That's not what's going to happen. So I just want to level expectations. Is there something we can document? We'll document. I spoke to the city manager. I mean, there's a procedure in place for us where if there's something we can document, we print out the CAD report and we have a file that we forward to the fire prevention when we're there because again at 2 o'clock in the morning. The zoning officials aren't working. So if it's something we can document, there's a whole policy in place for that. And then we'll print out the CAD and then we forward it to Jack and give him all the documentation that we have.
Good force, that it can be, that's.
Yeah,
Because obviously, and limitations of the police department, we do have this code, what is the best way to be here? So, there's we address the issues of the community as well as. So further, we have a motion to adjourn. There's a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passed. Thank you for coming out. Watch the hearing,